Everybody. Just in case you don't know, because assuming everybody knows everything that you know is cultural homogeny bias. Yeah. In case you didn't know, no, no, but seriously, I've been asked by my doctor, my therapist, my psychiatrist these questions, and I asked why they asked those questions, and here's the answer. First, the questions: Have you been brushing your teeth lately? Have you been showering? Have you been washing your hair? I want to expand on that. Have you been doing your self care? Taking the medicines you need to take, taking the breaks you need to take, eating the foods you need to be eating, things like that, right? But just with the three questions that they ask you about bathing, hygiene, personal hygiene, the answer was that they can be signs of depression. From somebody who has gone through depression and has gone through the ups and downs, I can tell you for sure that during those times, I felt like the last thing I wanted to do was to brush my teeth, to take a bath. For the bath, I kind of blamed it on that I was following my elder's example, in that when it gets cold, you just don't want to take a shower. That's how it started. I would start to shower a little bit less. I know it's kind of gross, a little bit less during the winter months. But then I started to notice something that would also happen during the warm months, that I would take one, two, even up to a week. I know, gross. But here's the thing. I noticed a pattern after some time, especially it like hit me like a ton of bricks when the doctors were asked me that question when I finally gave in and started to go to therapy. And I was like, oh shit. And just kind of doing quick math kind of thing. I was like, you know what? I think every time that I did stop brushing my teeth and taking frequent showers, I was going through something. So, again, if you don't know, there is a sign right there. So, if you are in these cycles of ups and downs, um, please, please seek help. Really, like go to a therapist. I know that they can be cheap. Can't. My enunciation sometimes off. I meant can't. But some of them do some of them do sliding scale. What does that mean if you don't know? They charge you according to your means. So you can call around and see if your local therapists do this. For psychiatrists, it might be a little bit more complicated. I have never heard of them doing sliding scale, but you can always ask. Don't be afraid to ask, right? There's also programs, charities that do this. If you're not able to get into a therapist, then there's options like if you are, woman, there's women's group, there's men's groups, there's, I'm assuming now there should be some, probably not as popular as men's and women's group, but there's still non-binary groups, probably in the bigger cities. But if you don't identify as either or, you can still pick one that's closest to you. With women, it might be a little bit difficult if you identify as non-binary because all the issues that we've been seeing with the bi men issue, the voicemail issue, the trans issue. There's a lot of sensitivity around male presenting people, right? So, kind of be aware of that. Um, that some women may feel um, not safe in a male presenting person. At least that has been the impression that I've been given by a lot of women, that they are to some level androphobic. So be aware of that. But if that is not an option, you also have placed like 12 Steps Emotions Anonymous, where you can also vent, deconstruct some of your stuff. Those are usually mixed. They have some chapters that are specific to women, men, non-binary, or slash LGBTQI. Yes. Um, and there are remote options. You can do journaling. You can do, like I do, I journal. But if you are hesitant about that getting to the wrong hands, that's fine. Journal it and destroy it immediately. Flush it down the toilet, burn it, whatever you need to remove it, as long as you get it out and you get a chance to kind of deconstruct it. And you'll start to notice that as things are getting a little bit better, at least for me, you start to take care of yourself a little bit better. Maybe not overnight. It may not, maybe not necessarily every night, but you start to kind of be like, oh, I forgot. And I can tell you from personal experience that, it's no shame if you guys are very hygiene um, focused. Just be cognizant, be nice. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know if they are housing insecure, if money is tight and they're trying to save. That was actually my first one of my first excuses for me personally, in trying to help the house. I would shower less to so that the water bill wouldn't be so expensive. But there's options around that too. If that is your concern, money wise, it might be a little bit cold in the colder months. It may be a little bit harder to do this, but in the warm months, you can um, get wet, lather your head if that's the part that you're doing. While you're doing that, turn off the water and turn it back on when you're ready to rinse. So there's alternatives. Just kind of work with your body, work with your circumstance. You can do it, okay? Um, as for everybody else who hasn't experienced this, keep your mouth shut. Thank God that you haven't gotten through this. That is privilege, okay? That is the grace of whatever you believe in. So please be kind to one another and know that not everybody has it like you. Some have it harder.